Visions of you slowly vanish. Time stands so static. I can feel all the pain left us here with misery was not our last wish. Drip, drip, tears from my body. Drip, drip, with them I'm falling. Drip, drip, tears from my body. Oh, why'd you have to slip into the unknown? Slip out of the control. Slip, 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 slip. In silent surroundings, a part of you remains. Those moments can feel so far away. I try to escape the pain. In silent surroundings, a part of you remains. Those moments can feel so far away. I try to escape the pain. In the night, you're alive, floating in and out of my dreams, hoping you hear me. Drip, drip, tears from my body. Drip, drip, with them I'm falling. Drip, drip, tears from my body. Oh, why'd you have to slip into the unknown? Slip out of the control. Slip, slip, slip. In silent surroundings, a part of you remains. Those moments can feel so far away. I try to escape the pain. In silent surroundings, a part of you remains. Those moments can feel so far away. I try to escape the pain. Oh, you know I won't forget all the fire in your step. Hope you know. Oh, you know I won't forget all the fire in your step. Hope you know. Drip, 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 drip. Drip, 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 drip. In silent surroundings, a part of you remains. Those moments can feel so far away. I try to escape the pain. In silent surroundings, a part of you remains. Those moments can feel so far away. I try to escape the pain. In silence, you will be there. In silence. see how far we go. I promise you one day, I hope you know. Bring the fire, see the light closer brings me home. And I'll promise you one day, I hope you know. 'Cause I'm craving for something to look for. To the east and west, and the ocean is too far to see. And I don't know north from south, no compass for me. Not everyone breathes when the surface falls. So burn me up like the midday sun. I got no shade. Frostbite comes to slow my heart rate, and I can't keep pace. On a raft, I'm sun-kissed, sprawled out, not on my back. Salt water won't quench my thirst. I'm starving so fast. Then the blue sky turns to black clouds, storms come rolling by. And there's electricity in the air keeping me alive. But I got no radio waves, no SOS to keep me safe. Burn me up like the midday sun. I got no shade. Frostbite comes to slow my heart rate, and I can't keep pace. So burn me up
dreams that I was chasing, and all the time I wasted. Right here, right now, I won't let me down, and I won't look around. For all the dreams that I've been chasing, and all the time I wasted. Best day of my life. Best day of my life. Best day of my life. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh,
Boys and girls, welcome back to Pro League Season 10. We've got a very short night ahead of you, but for now, my name's Lan. I'm still joined here by Infian Ewok after a long break. It's good to be back, Infian.
Indeed it is. I have been so excited watching all these matches at the Rally Major at the DreamHack Montreal event, and it's been great. But I've been missing our local Southeast Asian players, and we're finally gonna get to see them later in action. It's only one match tonight, unfortunately. Lan, so
Yeah.
well, the second match was scheduled to be Xavier Esports versus Script Esports, but
Yes.
Script has been disqualified for reasons that will not be disclosed.
Yeah, we can't
So-
exactly tell you guys what happened, and we cannot, and we won't confirm nor deny any claims out there. But it is a shame to see Script disqualified and not able to actually compete for the rest of Pro League. Everyone else gets a bye and a win in regards to that. But here, let's look at the standings for now. We've got Xavier sitting at the top with 24 points right now, and like you as you can see on the standings here, we only have 7 out of 8. So second place is Aerowolf, next Esports is third, and the Say is fourth, tied up together. MBT Void and Luminescent hanging around the bottom half of the table.
Indeed, Luminescent, unfortunately, these guys are, I think they are still, they have 2 points actually.
Yeah.
You can see, it's actually, it's not 0 points, but you can see on the tied column, they have 2 ties, but they are in quite a bit of trouble, and it's likely going to come down to the final game of the season between them and Team Void to decide who will drop into the Challenge League. At the top of the table, though, Xavier is definitely going to the APAC Finals. I think they are mathematically confirmed. Whereas Aerowolf, they are essentially there. Nexon, let's say, could theoretically beat them to the punch, but it's really completely unlikely for that to happen unless some really amazing stuff happens.
Yeah, well, they'll have to really throw everything for the next 2 play days they have. But for tonight, it is Aerowolf versus one of the bottom seed teams, and it's one of the teams, as we saw in the ladder, are in trouble and are up for relegation to anyone going through the Challenger League coming through the next season. So we'll have to see what happens as as things progress and as we scale through. But tonight we have a double matchup, a best of 2 with Aerowolf and Luminescent. Luminescent being one of those teams that they're kind of really unorthodox strategies. Aerowolf, of course, we know and love quite well.
Indeed. So, Ysera, Luna Metal, Hysterics, Mentalist, C, and Speakeasy. Those names have been switched actually. Mentalist is Suchan Fan, and Speakeasy is Muhammad Martin Yunus, actually. And talking about Mentalist C, we're going to talk about him a little more, but the long and short of it is that this will be his last season in the Pro League for the foreseeable future.
Unfortunately, the man has decided to stop competitive Rainbow Six for now. Could possibly come back. Obviously, life can get in the way of careers and all sorts of stuff. But looking at the lineup for Luminescent so far for the rest of the night, Nano Kids, Believe, Holiday, DCH, and AKA9. So all players that we've seen perform very well individually, but together as a team, I feel like they haven't had a lot of synergy so far in the first half of Pro League. But we've had a very long break, and there's been a lot of playtime, and the Thai League has been pretty active.
Mm-hmm.
The Thai League has been very active, so you never know. These guys could come in tonight and be a completely different roster. They could be very different people and have very scaled, very different play styles. They could have evolved, is what I'm trying to say. So,
Indeed.
yeah.
And, talking about evolution, Aerowolf must have gone back after their failure to qualify to the Rally Major. And they must have sit down and thought about, what went wrong. And I'm expecting an evolution from them, but we might not see it tonight because, as we talked about earlier, Aerowolf almost guaranteed to make it to the APAC finals. They may not bother going for that first seed that Xavier is holding because it's almost pretty much impossible. Xavier will need to drop points elsewhere for Aerowolf to make it to the first seed, and Aerowolf will have to beat Xavier Esports 2-0. That's a very tall order, although they can definitely beat Xavier 2-0. But Xavier dropping points to other teams, that's a little less likely.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, they've been shaky. They have been beaten in the Thai League quite a few times, and
they lost to Young Boys.
Young Blood. I think that's
Young Blood. That's
Young Blood, but it's Red Sun's team as well. But
Correct.
Red Sun's doing the rounds, man. He's going through Next Esports. He's playing for Next. He's playing for Young Blood. The man is everywhere. He's in high demand, or probably one of the more popular Thai players in the league, in the scene, in fact, for Southeast Asia. A very well-known Shield main as well. And let's be honest, Xavier these days are starting to look very mortal. So with the map bans coming through here, we do see that Border and Clubhouse have been banned. Villa, Consulate,
auto bans.
Yeah, auto bans. But looking at the rest of the bans here, Aerowolf, Luminescent, and Coastline, for Coastline, Consulate, and all these maps here have left Bank to be the first map to be picked up tonight, with I think Aerowolf on attack as well.
That's right. So we are going to be starting with Bank over here, and I'm very, very excited to see what they have to offer on Bank, because it was here that they were given quite a rude shock by Cyclops Athlete Gaming in the Rally Major Qualifier.
Ooh.
So, yeah, they thought they had Bank in the bag. I thought they had Bank in the bag, but CAG, they had other plans, clearly. So, I'm excited to see whether they're going to show any evolution, because it seems that at least for the top teams at the level of CAG, they have been found out on Bank.
Yeah, and especially since Bank is one of those maps where a team can be made or broken. So it's just like how Oregon used to be a giant killer. We've also got Consulate as a giant killer. These maps these teams go to are some of the more calculated, stratted maps that we've seen hundreds and hundreds of VODs. There isn't much creativity left. I mean, people have been out-stratted, people have been counter-stratted like crazy, and it's rare to see a team consistently strong on a single map like Bank or Consulate where no one stands a chance against them, because the fact is they can be absolutely dismantled.
Yeah, let's take a look at Aerowolf themselves. They were okay on Bank, a bit shaky, barely winning it against Orgless, who now have been signed by Wildcard Gaming, and they played it a few times. And then suddenly in Season 10, a switch was flipped, essentially. And they came here, they beat Xavier Esports, I believe, 8-6 the first time around in the Rally Major qualifiers in Southeast Asia. And then the second time around, they defeated them by an even larger margin. So, maybe it was the other way around. So these guys, they are good on bank, to say the least.
Yeah, they're very good on bank. The last time I saw Luminescent on bank, it wasn't. They weren't bad, but they were just so they were everywhere. You know,
Oh yeah,
it
yeah.
was it
I
was
remember
it
that.
was a bit messy. Let's hope they bring in a little bit more organization this time. Like I said, they could have evolved. They could have really grown. We all know they're very close to Nex, and obviously everyone in the Thai team is very close to one another. Who knows? These guys could come in and completely have a more organized. They might pull out some crazy strats. You know, we're seeing open area strats these days.
Oh yeah.
Where they just take the entire first floor. Uh, who knows how that's gonna play out? Maybe even some hatch C4 strats. You know, we've seen that pop up on maps like Consulate, where instead of defending lobby, you'd open up the hatches, go downstairs, and just throw C4 through the floors or through the hatches just to defend it all day long. That could happen on open area. You know, there are a couple of hatches here and there, and there is a lot of quote-unquote open area. So, who knows? Anything can happen tonight. But after we go to bank, we will be seeing our second map, Clubhouse, where we'll still have Aerowolf on attack. So, I suppose Luminescent want that defensive position to start with. On both maps, I mean, it is favored for defense. But Aerowolf are very
Yeah,
versed in attack, though.
Yeah, they like going on attack and bank, and it's generally something that has always struck me as a little odd, but Aerowolf makes it work. So they have a lot of strategies, and I wonder if we're gonna see a Montagna strategy later on. But talking about strategies, we have two new operators coming to the map pool, Nook and Warden.
Yeah, so operators that we're not expecting to see, like, super high playtime, you know, like these are operators that I'm expecting to have like a very niche pickup. I don't expect to see Warden picked up every round, but let's think about the way a lot of these Thai teams play. We don't necessarily see these Thai teams come in conservatively, and contrary to that, I think they come in quite aggressively, and I think they play very very boldly as well. So an operator like Nook might suit their playstyle for their meta.
Yeah, if you remember when Maverick was launched, we were just kind of sussing things out and seeing where Maverick stood. And Xavier Esports were like, well, we're bringing the Maverick straight up, instantly.
Yep.
So you're right. Thai teams really like to do that. And what's more, Warden actually, Helby, the team's secret coach, he believes that we will actually see a fair bit of Warden play, especially against teams who like to be aggressive with their throwable utility, because it means that even though you might lose your Jaeger ADSs, it means you can still contest angles that would otherwise be flashed or smoked off. One of these angles is like half wall in border behind the armory seats. And then obviously you have bank basement where you have a lot of utility dump often. If you're not going to go for a standard, take control of everything, kill off a few members.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you can just see a lot of utility being dumped, smokes, flashes, and then that kind of stuff. So I don't expect Aerowolf to be bringing out a lot of Warden, not just yet, especially with APAC finals really just round the corner. But we might see, as you said, some of these newer operators from Luminescent.
I'm hoping that Aerowolf take a bolder step in that direction, because it would change things up. It is a matchup where I feel like Aerowolf are bold enough to try different strategies, but they don't want to have to risk their position on that ladder right now, and after this, they are going to be playing against Lasay Esports for their final day. So for now, but before we talk about next week's matchups, let's focus on our little lineup here tonight. We're going to bank.
Indeed. Good luck. Have fun's coming out in chat. And Luminescent on defense, they're going to be getting the first ban. It's going to be attacker ban, and I wouldn't be surprised to see a jackal ban over here. Luminescent, and countless other teams like it, but it's going to get Thatcher banned instead. So that's a little better from Luminescent the last time we saw them here. Thatcher bans help a lot, and they're likely going for the Maverick plus Thermite strategy. Now, Aerowolf can counteract that, but, I don't think they will. Maverick plus Thermite is their own preferred strategy. So there we go. Hibana is the ban from Aerowolf. So very standard from both these teams so far. On defense, we are likely to see an Echo ban. Aerowolf likes the Echo ban, and that's probably going to be followed up by a Mira, whoever bans it out. So let's see if you're right. Oh, it's going to be Kaid ban. So interesting, we might be seeing an evolution if they are wanting to ban Kaid. Maybe we won't see a Maverick from Aerowolf.
Honestly, they're taking out all this utility already, and these are bans that we don't see all the time. These are way far away from our standard bans, and now Mira and Echo are still on the board because Clash for
Oh well, Luminescent did their homework.
Yeah.
They saw how badly Xavier Esports got hit.
You mean
by that
Ysera?
Clash.
Yeah, Ysera's bikini body 360 meme.
Right.
Oof. He got 360. He tried to do it twice. Didn't work out so well the second time, but the first time was definitely a shocker for everybody. And Montagne from Luna Metal coming out already. Sorry, I mean Tanjiro.
All right. So we're still seeing the Thermite Maverick combination. Looks want to deal with the Kaid. And as I expected, Montagne coming out from Tanjiro, as you said. So we're going to see a very classic strategy pushing through either server or, just pushing in slowly down the server stairs or through the dirt tunnel, through sewers. Slow and steady with the Montagne. Sometimes the smokes tend to miss. But I'm very interested in seeing on what's happening here on the site setup. They are really focusing hard on getting their Echo drones in position. Nano Kids, the Valkyrie seems to be holding the garage. Usually you would plant an ACOG there, so you can safely hold the plant angle as well as the garage long angle.
Yeah, it could be so. And we're seeing that Speakeasy is rotating upstairs, and he's probably going to get a couple of footprints. Maybe try to see if anyone's roaming. Won't likely catch anything just yet, but a very wide entry from Aerowolf so far. Very spread out. They're not necessarily very close together, but we've seen this happen quite a bit with Aerowolf's plan of attack on other maps as well and other matchups. They like to spread a little thin, and once they spread thin, after a while, they'll close in and just start tightening up their formations. But it does look like one member here already getting cornered out. It does look like the Jaeger is in a bit of trouble. Gets caught out, and there we go. Believe gets taken out there by Hysterics, and 3 members already by that open area securing the first floor.
Yeah, indeed. Believe, unfortunately, not able to believe in his own ability to hold that open area. Running, turning tail is quite literally the worst thing you can do against a Monty.
Yeah, I think he believed. I think he believed a bit too much. Just believed a little too much for his own good. But there we go. Aerowolf and Mentalist are going to get onto these hatches and start opening it up. Very beautiful technique coming out from Mentalist himself.